Good morning. Welcome back to our final segment of CityLine. With me, I have two fabulous friends who are here to talk about Paint Tacoma Beautiful. This is a program that has been around for quite some time, and it always amazes me that more people don't know about it because it's a gift. This is such a gift that the city of Tacoma gives to its residents. So get out your pen and paper because you have people that you want to give this gift to. So please join me in welcoming Amy Allison.
Hi.
You are the Director of Community Mobilization for Associated Ministries. That really is a huge part of Paint Tacoma Beautiful. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you.
And this wonderful man next to you, Mr. Matt Edwards, you are a Paint Tacoma volunteer crew leader.
Yes, I am.
And also a pastor, I heard you say.
Yep, I am. Pastor in Gig Harbor.
Love that. Welcome to CityLine. Good to
Thank
have you
you.
here. All right, so as I said, this is a gift, and I am always and constantly surprised that more people don't know about this. So first off, tell us a little bit about Associated Ministries, Amy. What does it do?
Okay. Well, Associated Ministries is an interfaith organization that unites people of faith to build stronger communities. So we do a lot of work around interfaith engagement in terms of interfaith services and dialogues, but then we are also trying to really serve the community, particularly people with people who are facing homelessness,
Yes.
and also helping people to maintain their homes, which is where Paint Tacoma comes in.
Yes, it does, and it's an amazing program. We're going to get into exactly the nuts and bolts of it in just a second. So, Matt, Paint Tacoma Beautiful, as Amy said, is one of Associated Ministries' oldest programs, and you volunteer as a crew leader. So, first off, tell us how you got involved with it, and then what do you do as a crew leader?
Yeah, I just got involved, looking for opportunities for things for the church to do in the city of Tacoma, and just had a wonderful experience painting houses. Since 1985, Paint Tacoma Beautiful has been able to provide over 2,200 free exterior, absolutely free, to low-income residents in Tacoma, and they're able to do that because Paint Tacoma Beautiful donates the paint for free. And people like me provide the free labor.
That's right. I love that. Boy, and it is, I've been on one of those crews, and it is, it's one of those memories that stays with you. I think it will stay with me forever, what we did, and bonding with that homeowner, and we'll talk more about that in a bit. So, Amy, when you think about what is the benefit of Paint Tacoma, there's many of them, but what stands out?
Well, first of all, I think painting your house is something that if you are low income, you often don't have the funds to do it. And a lot of our homeowners are also seniors or people with disabilities, so they also don't necessarily have the physical ability to paint their own houses. So by doing this, by providing this service free of charge, we're able to help maintain properties, maintain housing for people. We're also able to beautify neighborhoods. And most important of all, I think it builds community connections for both the volunteers and the homeowners.
It does, it does. And pride of ownership is so huge in people's lives.
Yes.
Whether you are a senior citizen or you're a single mom or you are a veteran, whatever reason you are in that situation and you are low income and you need some help, Paint Tacoma is there for you. So Matt, let's unwrap the package.
Yeah.
So what happens in Paint Tacoma and what do the volunteers do?
Yeah, well, there's a couple ways to get involved. So my church will take on a whole house from start to finish. And that usually involves 3 phases. Oh, this is my
Here we go.
my crew
Let's talk
there.
about it. Perfect
Yeah,
timing.
That's a shot of my crew. That one is as well. That's a completed job right there. Good looking crew.
Here they are. There you guys in action.
So there's 3 phases.
Okay.
The first thing you're going to do is you're going to pressure wash the home, get all the dirt off it. If there's any paint that's so old that it'll be blasted off, you do that. And then once you've pressure washed, then you prep and prime it. So you're going to be using scrapers to get off all the old chipped paint. Yeah, exactly
It's
like
fun.
that. You look like you'd be good at it.
I was. I mean, it's good. It's good exercise. It's good aggression.
Yeah, it is. It is
Yeah.
always more fun to destroy
Yes,
stuff
it's
than
fun to
rebuild
destroy
it.
stuff.
Yeah. So you want to get all the old paint off, scrape it, and then if there's exposed unpainted wood, you want to prime it. And then the third step,
Just like this.
you paint it. Yeah.
Before and after.
Yeah.
Wow. This is fabulous.
And they always look that stark. It is always just an amazing thing to do.
It is. So, Amy, how many volunteers do you typically need to get this program up and running to the point where we see those beautiful afters?
Well, we are trying to paint 27 houses this summer.
Nice.
We have different ways that people can volunteer depending on their availability. So we have some crews that take on a house from start to finish. Painting a house is not a one-day job, so
It is not, and especially
it takes multiple
Northwest.
sessions. Right. So some crews will take on the job from start to finish. A good-sized crew is maybe 10 to 15 people. But then there's other crews that are smaller, or they can only do one day. And in those cases, we'll pair together different crews to work on the same house and get the job done. So I'd say we're probably looking about 400 volunteers each summer.
Oh, we can do, because many of these volunteers are repeat offenders, aren't
Yes,
they? Matt?
yes.
Absolutely.
Like you guys are
Becomes
repeat
an addiction,
offenders.
right? Yeah.
It does become an addiction. So speaking of that addiction, what's the benefit of that addiction? Other way of saying is, what's the benefit to the volunteers?
Yeah.
What do they get out of it?
Well, first of all, there's the joy of giving back.
Yeah.
I mean, it just feels really good.
It does.
To get out there and serve the community and, get your hands dirty with friends or coworkers or whatever. But, as a church, we're always trying to bring people together. And faith is not something you do by yourself. It's a community affair. And so we're always looking for ways of bringing people together. And so, we obviously do the typical church stuff of Bible studies and things like that. But then in the summer, when the weather's good, people want to get outside. And so it's a great way to get the congregation working together, serving. There's laughter, you bring food.
Yeah, we are.
So, for a company or a neighborhood or anything where you just want to get people together and do something good.
It's the great uniter, isn't it?
It is.
It is. Food and painting, I really think it is. So any homeowner stories that stand out for you, Matt?
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, every time you paint a house, it's a different situation, a different story. I remember 2 years ago, we actually took on 2 houses for this summer, and they were just starkly different stories, but both great. The first one we painted was over on the east side, and I was warned before we went over there. It said, the homeowner is very shy. You might even have a hard time getting her to come to the door. Yeah. And that is exactly what it was. Like, I showed up with a coworker of mine, and like all the shades are drawn, and we're knocking on the door, and no one comes to the door. And so just eventually got to the point, like, do we leave? What do we do? And so I knocked, and finally she just barely peeks out. What are you guys here for? And I said, I'm Matt. I'm here with Paint Tacoma Beautiful. We're the ones, you signed up to have your house painted. And so she's like, oh yeah. So she comes out, and she's very nervous that we were gonna maybe do the job halfway and leave, or destroy her house, or what we were gonna do. And she's very, very shy, very, very nervous. But then after we'd been out there working, and she saw that we were respectful of her house, and we had the attitude of treating it like it was our own house.
That's right.
She warmed up, and then by the end of the project, she was out there laughing with us.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and she was, an elderly woman. This is often a part of our community that doesn't have a very wide social network. And for her to have just this crew of people to come out and talk to her and laugh with her, it was great.
Okay, what's the other one?
And then the other one was in the Hilltop, and it was almost the exact opposite. It was an elderly lady, and you had the feeling that she had spent, she and her husband had served the community their whole lives. He had passed away. She was a widow. And so she told me, I'm going to have a crew of friends and family to come out and help. Now, when I hear that, I'm kind of a control freak. I don't like variables. I'm always assuming, like, okay, those volunteers are not going to be here.
You're outing yourself, yes.
Right. So, we did the pressure washing, we did the scraping and priming, and when it came time to do the painting, it was a big job. And I had about 10 volunteers. I probably needed about 20.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the whole community came out. She had friends, she had families, she had neighbors. Like, they set up the barbecue, and you got the feeling.
There we go.
Yeah. You just got the feeling this was a woman who had been a pillar of her community.
Yes.
And it was all these people coming to give back to her. And it
I
was
love
it was great.
Great stories.
Yeah.
I love how you chose those, very diametrically opposed. But in the end, it's all about the love. It really is. All right. So we know if somebody wants to either volunteer or apply, they go to the website. It's real quick. And got to give a shout out to Sally Shaw, who used to run this program. She would put flyers in houses she thought would qualify in the neighborhoods. So, Amy, who do we need to thank in these last few minutes?
Oh, well, first of all, City of Tacoma,
Yes.
biggest sponsor of this program. Gray Lumber has been an ongoing sponsor, both financially and with donated supplies. Habitat for Humanity over the last few years has been providing paint for us.
Yes.
And then every year we have different companies that sort of step up to the plate. So we will see who this year that will be.
I love that. Thank you, both of you, for just being here and being who you are with your great hearts and your busy hands. Many hands make for light work, and you two are the example of that in all the teams that you represent. So thank you for keeping this gift going in Tacoma and being a part of that gift. And I want you back here next year on the comfy couch again to talk about, once again, it's time to paint Tacoma beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. That wraps up another great segment of CityLine. I always say it's a pleasure and privilege to be in your home, and it really is. We've given you a lot of great things to think about in this last hour, so please be a part of the tapestry. Go out there and, above all, pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at CityLine. Take care.